Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Danielle with Naturally Created Wholesale, and today I want to talk to you about customer experience and the importance of creating a phenomenal customer experience and what that can look like for you. So, customer experience is basically like exactly what it sounds like, y'all. Like, what type of experience are your customers getting once they shop with you? All right, so once a person has placed an order with you, like, what type of experience are they getting? And so, a lot of times, like, people sleep on this, like, they really do. And they just kind of have like the general stuff that is already set up within your website platform, like your order confirmations and your shipping notifications and stuff like that. um but there's so much more opportunity to increase your customer experience versus just like these basic automations. So I want to share some of the things that I do in my business to increase my customer experience, and also share a story with you about a customer who and like what happened with her after a bad experience. So a few things that I do in my business. So after a customer places an order, um, they get their order confirmation that I use Shopify. So they'll get their order confirmation that goes out. And so that's great. And then I'll send them an email thanking them. All right. I will personally thank them, and it will be a very personal message about, how I appreciate them and thank you so much for supporting my business, and just heartfelt, right? Because these big businesses aren't doing that. And I feel like a lot of times, like small businesses, we miss out on these opportunities trying to be like all these big businesses, that we miss out on one of the most special things about us, about, personalizing that experience and being more connected to our customer. So I send them like a thank you email. Another thing that I do is like I will update them on like what our processing time is. So I think I talked about this before in another video, but like if you struggle with people reaching out to you like, oh, when's my product gonna ship? When's my order gonna ship? I placed my order on such and such day. Like when am I gonna get it? If you struggle with stuff like that, put that into your email marketing after a customer purchases from you. So tell them thank you, and then send them another email a day or two later and say, hey, we wanted to say thank you again, and give you an update for where your order is in processing. And, say we wanted to remind you of our processing time, and lay that out for them. So they have a touch point, but then two, they're not like, oh my gosh, am I going to get my order? I ain't never shopped with them before. Like, when am I going to get my stuff? Like, is this a scam? Like, all the things that start going through people's mind. So reach out to them and let them know, like, hey, we want to remind you of our processing time. Boom. That's a a good way to make your customer feel like, one, you're thinking of them, but two, like, oh yeah, okay, I placed the order on this day, so it should I should get my tracking number by this day, right? Next, another thing that I do is, or one of the things you can do is, in your customer thank you email, tell your customers how to take care of your products. A lot of people, they never shopped, whether you have a skincare brand, whether you sell lashes, lip gloss, even like clothes and stuff. Like, tell your customers how to take care of their stuff so they can prolong the lifespan of whatever it is they ordered from you. So like, that's in my customer thank you, is I share with them how they can get the most out of the products that they purchase from me, and how they should properly take care of them. And let them know, like, if you have any questions, please reach out. So those are some of the things that I do. And then once the customer gets their order, another thing that I do is I reach out and let them, if y'all hear my kids, I am so sorry. But another thing that I do is, once their order has delivered, so like, you kind of have to get the timing right as far as like when you fulfill it, and then like, you should know by now like how long it takes most of your packages to deliver. But like, after the package delivers, then I have an email go out, following up with them and saying, you know, like, I want to personally reach out and make sure you received everything in good order. You know, let us know if you have any questions, and just touching base with your customers and letting them know, like, hey, I'm here, I'm a resource. Like, I want to make sure you got your stuff in good order. I want to make sure that, what are they doing? I want to make sure that you're satisfied with your order. I want to make sure you don't have any questions about the products. So you can do that. And y'all, this is on top of, you know, sending whatever inserts you do for like your packaging, your thank you cards, your, you know, any inserts that you do with your packaging. This is all stuff that I do through email marketing. And it is automated. It's all automated, but you know, it doesn't seem like that when the customer is getting their emails. You know, I have the emails typed out, like it's coming from me. It's not just a generic message. Like, it's me, the owner, reaching out, making sure you're good, making sure you understand where your order is in the order processing. With wholesale, one of the things that I do that a lot of my customers love, and I don't know if this would make sense for your business or not, if you're shipping directly to customers, but I call my customers and I verify with them, you know, make sure they have that, make sure the shipping address is correct, make sure that they don't have any additional questions, because I work with a lot of business owners and I want to make sure that, you know, they are confident in the products they're purchasing from me, because they're going to be selling these products to their customers. So that's something else that I do for my customers. Another thing that I do to increase my customer experience is I am very responsive. So if you send me an email, 9 times out of 10, I'm emailing you back that day, or I'm emailing you back the very next day. I'm not going days without responding to you, because I don't want you to feel like I don't care. I don't want you to feel like I'm not here, that nobody's there, that this business is like doesn't have anybody running it. And like, you know, some people, when they first order with you, they may think like, oh, this is a scam. So like, I am very present for my customers when it comes to them reaching out, whether it's on via email or whether it's on social media. Like, I try to be very, very responsive, and I feel like that goes a long way. I also make sure that I'm very intentional in my responses to people. So I always am very professional in all of my communication. Well, I try to be, at least. I try to be very professional in how I respond to people, because that is a representation of my brand, and I want people to experience professionalism when working with my company. That's another thing that I do. And another thing that I do is, while I do have my customer policies, or not my customer policies, I'm sorry, y'all. While I do have my company policies on how we manage things in my business, I do always try to work with my customers. So that goes a long way, right? When your customers feel like you are trying to work with them, you are not just shutting them out, like you are hearing what they are saying, you are sympathizing with them, that goes a long way. Also, I'm almost done, honey.
I need a charger.
Okay, it's not one in here. Also, tying into the customers, when things go wrong, approach it with care. Okay, sometimes in business you are going to get frustrated. Sometimes in business things are not going to go right. Sometimes in business, you know, unexpected things are going to happen and it may cost you. That's a part of being in business that a lot of people don't realize. Business costs money. It's amazing to me how many people think they can just like run businesses and it doesn't cost anything. It costs to run a business. So I want to tell you about a recent experience that one of my customers had. She ordered 2 gallons of body scrub from me, and one of the gallons, I shipped them in the same box, and one of the gallons delivered fine, but the other one, like, it cracked and like it made a mess. Some of the scrub was lost. And she was just like, hey, wanted to let you know that, and this was her second order with me. And she was like, I want to let you know that, this arrived damaged, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I already have my policies in place, right? So I know how I'm gonna handle this. And so I asked her to send me some photos. She sent the photos. I was like, okay, I'm going to reship the product to you. I'll send you the tracking number once it's shipped. And I told her when I was going to do that, which I think it was the next day. And so she emailed me back. She said, thank you so much. And then I went a step further and I tracked it, her reshipment. I tracked it, found out when it delivered, and I followed up with her again and was like, hey, I just want to make sure that your second order delivered and there was no issue. And she responded to me and she was like, thank you so much. She was just like, I was just so scared. And she was like, you have a forever customer. And that really meant a lot to me, because it wasn't just, I want you to understand, it's not just going through the motions of this is our policy and this is what we're going to do. It is how you make people feel. It is the care that you show towards your customers. It is the follow-up and the professionalism that is going to create this phenomenal customer experience. So even when there's damages, even when things go wrong, people are still going to be like, I'm still going to rock with her because I know that I can trust her. I know I know that her customer service is on point. Now, granted, I can't please everybody. There's been a few times that the customer experience was not ideal, but you can't please everybody. But if the majority of your customers can have a phenomenal experience, they're going to tell other customers, they're going to talk about that on your social media, and that is what you want. That is what you want, is to create that customer experience that people are going to talk about, right? And tell other people about. So I hope that was helpful. If y'all have any questions, drop them below, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.